Welcome, everyone, to episode 29 of Over the Line podcast on the Degenerate Sports Network. Um, this week, we have week 8 of the NFL and week 9 of college football. Now, week 9 of college football, that's getting scary. That's getting kind of scary. Like, we're getting there a little bit. Once you hit double digits in college football, it's really scary. So we're getting there, folks.
It's coming to a merciful end.
Maybe for you, Dalton. Well, actually,
I was going to say, you're a Wisconsin fan.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: we had no expectations, right?
I mean, you had higher than this, I think.
It depends on who you ask. I kind of was done with Fickle last year, so can I really say that I had expectations for them this year?
Do you think
37-0 to Iowa? I mean, if you got to expect a little more than that.
Maybe I would have wanted it to be like 7-0 Iowa. Giving up 37 hurts a little bit, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, get double blanked? Get out of here. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, but last weekend for me could have been. I mean, it was okay. I went 2-1 college football, which was way better than I have been, and then 1-2 in NFL. I just want to give a big FU to the Giants for blowing that, because I could have went 2-1 in the NFL and hit my underdog. Dude, I stopped watching that game. I was like, hell yeah, I hit my underdog.
No.
And then we went and did something. Like, I had to go run an errand, maybe went to the grocery, came back, they lost. I was like, what happened?
I left my apartment, and it was 19-0 in like the very start of the first quarter. And then I came back, and the first thing I saw was like 33 for Denver on my TV. And I was like, how did this happen?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time talking about that game yesterday night, Dalton, on the NFL show, and I had some thoughts. None of them good.
Yeah,
for the Giants, to say that much.
The
right team won that game, though. The Giants got away with a lot of bullshit, and especially even at the end. So right team won, unfortunately, Casey. Although I wish you could have hit your bet still. So
no, I agree. I mean, that was just like disastrous. Jake,
I'm a Raiders fan.
I was about to say
the numbers, Mason. What are they? No, sorry. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then also,
here's the thing: a wide receiver 2 doesn't actually exist for the Steelers. Probably, no matter who they pick up. I like the idea of Jacoby Myers. However, they would have to throw him the football, which might be a problem. So, we'll see what happens there. But I'll take him, I guess. As long as it's not like too much stuff to give up. But whatever.
Just a second. That's all.
If it's a second-round pick, they can keep him, and we'll pay you to keep him at that point. We cannot be giving up 2 second-round picks for 2 different receivers within a calendar year of each other, with an offense that has 7 tight ends on it. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that. Yeah, exactly. I think it's valid. It's unfortunate, but it's also probably true.
Calvin Austin is going to have a big game on Sunday, and they're going to decide that they don't need one.
Yeah. If they just threw the ball to Roman Wilson, who was open most of the time, they'd probably be fine too. But they don't want to do that. So that's fun.
True.
But I'm not here to talk about them. Well, I will eventually, but not right now. You can catch me doing that most other times of the week.
Case, I think you're muted.
Oops.
Sorry, I went to cough and didn't realize I was muted. Thanks, Darpy Entertainment, for being in the comments. So we do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Let's get into the betting while everyone's here. Motorsports, I mean, the most freaking profitable sport on this show. That
again, keeping the lights on for us. So.
Yeah, only half of us usually bet. But Dalton, how'd you do last weekend in NASCAR?
Lost again. Going back to the or Kyle Larson. Well, didn't work. The Hendrick Chevys have really struggled. There's a chance that this is our last week of the round of 8, and there is a chance that none of the Hendrick drivers make the final 4, and there's 3 of them left, I believe. Right now, only one is currently in the final 4 picture. Right now, I believe it is. Barely Kyle Larson. Yeah, it is Kyle Larson. He is 36 points ahead of William Byron in the standings.
All
right.
Well,
that's it. Byron and Elliott are both. Chase Elliott's going to have to win in order to make it to the Final Four.
Gotcha.
Which are we getting right into NASCAR bets?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So with that, actually, Chase Elliott is actually my pick. We're at Martinsville. And Chase Elliott has a win here. He routinely drives well here. He's been up and down the last few weeks, but I think, of the last 8 drivers, he needs this race the most and is one of the better drivers in the field at this track. The Hendrick drivers do typically dominate short tracks like Martinsville, especially Martinsville. So I like Chase Elliott at plus 650 to win. And then I'm also taking Chevy as my winning manufacturer again at plus 140.
Nice. All right, Jake. I know you have a fancy NASCAR for us in F1.
The sophisticated.
Sophisticated NASCAR. Yeah. We are in Mexico City this week. And this season is getting way more interesting because it was all McLaren for about the first half, but Max Verstappen has won, I think, 3 races in a row now. So he's put himself right back in the driver standings for the championship. I think he's about 40 points back of Oscar Piastri, but Piastri's been choking. The McLaren double podium has not been looking as good recently. It's now up to plus 130, and it was at minus 350 the last time I bet it 2 weeks ago. So the last 2 weeks have not been great. I am going to bet Verstappen to win again this week. This would be his 4th in a row. He's just on a roll right now. And a win puts him, I think there's 4 races after this one. And if he wins this, he is like right neck and neck. So he could come back and win the championship, but a win here would be huge. And that's at plus 120. So it's decent value. And then I am going Oscar Piastri top 2 finish at plus 120, just because he's still, I think, the best driver on the grid, but he's just had a bad last couple of weeks, and that's made his value a lot better. This has never been a positive value bet. So at plus 120, I'm going to roll with it. He still is in the fastest car, I think. And then my last bet is Lewis Hamilton podium finish at plus 400. Great value on this, and he has finished 4th the last 2 races, so he's been right there. Unfortunately, his car is just fades. I think he was in 2nd with about 30 laps to go last week, and he ended up dropping back to 4th just because, it's 2 McLarens behind him, and their car is just faster. He really just couldn't hold on, but he's been around the top 3. Really, if he was close to finishing podium last week, so a plus 400, I think it's a good value for a track he's won at a lot of times. So, but those are my 3. If you wanted to put them all in a parlay, not sure how likely it is that all of them happen, but it's plus 2,320, so $5 pays out to 121. So it's pretty decent value.
Yeah.
Is that normal for one guy to win 4 races in a row? Like, does that happen on a regular basis?
So it did. He's been dominant for the past 4 years, and during then he would do that from time to time, but it's definitely rare. He was really the only one to do it, and I think he might have done it like twice, maybe 3 times before.
That's crazy that you have guys you have a guy regularly winning 3-4
races
in a row. That's insane.
Yeah, the disparity between the manufacturers is just so big because like drivers like him, the McLaren drivers and like Charles Leclerc are going to be like top 7 every race, probably like top 8 almost. And the drivers that finish 10 through 20 are usually always somewhere 10 through 20.
Well, they have a lot more freedom in F1, I believe, of what they can do with the cars, right? Than in NASCAR, I think.
Yeah, the biggest thing is it just has to be a certain weight, but you can tinker with it like a lot. And there's a huge like the McLaren and like the the kick team, the difference in their cars is just like
the
massive.
Kick team is funny. Yeah,
the team sponsored by Kick.
Yeah, I forgot about that. One of these times, Jake, whenever you bring up Max Verstappen, I didn't do it this time because I didn't get it off in time. I'm gonna play the song when you say it. I'm definitely going to do that at some point. I didn't get it off this time, but it cracks me every time. The amount of times I've been like on TikTok or something, and like they'll just like that'll just play out of nowhere in a video. It cracks me up every time. So, but no, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It's funny.
One day you're just gonna play it. One day, that's what we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
But all right. So let's move on. Thank you guys for the motorsports bets. Now we do have our last little bit of baseball that's being played. We got the World Series, Blue Jays versus Dodgers.
That reminds me, I did hit my Blue Jays comeback pick.
Nice
to do that, so that was fun. I feel bad because I picked against the Mariners, who just it's really sad that they haven't made it, but like I just had a feeling it wasn't gonna happen. You know that fan base has just been for so long, man.
It's the first time I've ever felt bad for the Mariners.
Yeah, I mean I know for you it's hard to, but you know it's just dude. That's tough.
It was, I felt sad. It was definitely like the first time I felt sad for another fan base, like another team. Yeah, but so I think most of the baseball universe, well, not most of, I should say, a lot of the baseball universe is probably rooting for the Blue Jays in this one, understandably. But I think this should be a better series than we're expecting. I still think Dodgers take over, but I think the Blue Jays can take 2 games out of this series, I'm hoping. But for game 1, I just have one bet, and I'm betting on a player that has gotten hot in the last series or so. Shohei Ohtani, 1+ home run at plus 234. Have to take it. I mean, first couple of series, he started off slow and now it just seems that he's found his stride. And, I mean, he just had a 10 strikeout, 3 home run game.
The most flexing of all time, flexing game.
Yeah.
Like, just literally like you can't hit me and I can hit you. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's so I just have to ride the wave. 1+ home run for Shohei. Shane, what do you got this week?
Yeah, I get that for sure. I just have Dodgers -1.5 at plus 120. Snell's going to be on the mound. Looks like he's been real tough in the playoffs just in general. It's really hard to get hits off that guy, so they're going to have to probably get a couple long bombs off of him, which this team can do. The Blue Jays certainly can hit home runs. We saw it. Springer obviously would get hitting the game winner, and then obviously Vladdy's been crushing the ball, but take them to win game 1, and then I have the series just because series already I decided to do this going 6 games. I think this will be a 6-game series. I do think the Dodgers will win it. But I do think that they push it to at least 6. So
yeah. Jake, what do you got?
I just have 2 bets. I took the Blue Jays to win the series at plus 180. Just because I wanted the positive value, and I do think it'll be pretty close. Just because they've been. I mean, obviously they're hot. They're in the World Series, but they've been a fun team to watch. Hitting the ball well, and. I don't know. I know the Dodgers have been so dominant in this postseason, but I don't know. I have a hunch, so I took the plus 180, and then I also took over 6.5 games at plus 220, also because I really like the value. Probably not the highest likelihood that either of these hit, but I just kind of thought they'd be, and they're a good value, so I just kind of rolled with it.
Yeah. Dalton, what do you got?
So. I'm taking I got 2 bets. I'm taking for game 1, I'm taking Dodgers -1.5 at plus. I got it at plus 113, so I didn't quite get as good a value. But I just think that I'm not ready to bet against the Dodgers, especially until I see a team win more than 1 game in a series against them this year. I got to see it to believe it. So I am also taking. For total games in this series, I am taking under 5.5 total games.
Oh, wow. Okay.
At plus 125.
Nice.
So I think maybe the Blue Jays pick up a game, but just because of how deep that Dodgers pitching staff is, like
now they're actually mostly healthy, that too. So, But
I feel like your bet is won or lost tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Like Blake Snow, like I feel like is the one that's like has to get the series rolling. But I think that has great value for that. I like that. I'm surprised it's at plus odds, honestly.
Plus odds. Yeah. I mean, they don't even have to sweep. They just have to win 5. Yeah. And I think they probably do that, but I don't want that to happen. If the Blue Jays win this series, I will happily throw away $5-10.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. I will say too, like I think that it's at least going 5 because whatever game Kershaw pitches is going to be a loss for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Like that, we know that about him in the postseason. I think that's going to be at least one game they drop, and then maybe the Blue Jays could pick up another. I am betting on 6 games. I think it's a 6-game series. Jake's hoping for a 7-game one with the Blue Jays winning, but I think it's going to be.
I just want it to be. Yeah. I just want it to be fun.
That's what I hope it is. Like it never feels at any point where like, oh man, this was never a series. Like if we get to that point, that's not fun. I do not like that. Like last year's World Series, man. Like pretty much once Freeman hit that walk off, it was like, yeah, they're done. Like the Yankees aren't winning this one, guys.
Yeah,
but
it was bad. But all right, we're almost to the football, but there is another sport that tipped off last night, or was it? Last night. We got the NBA. It's back. I think there was a full slate of games besides one team tonight, or so. We're gonna go ahead and get into that. But I do have a live bet going. I have Victor Wembanyama, 30+ points at plus 120. I picked that up when he was at 6+ points. He's currently at 11, and the second quarter just started. So nice. I am riding that live. But I do have a little parlay for tomorrow. Just 2 games that were available at the time I placed this bet. But I took the Pacers plus 7.5 against the Thunder. A little rematch of the finals last year. Thunder, I thought they looked good in their game yesterday.
I think it depends on how good you think the Rockets actually are, which is tough to say right now, I think.
And it's super early in the season, so it's also kind of hard to just judge anything right now. But I'm taking plus 7.5 Pacers, and I'm taking Nuggets money line against the Warriors, and that together is at plus 240.
Nice.
Dalton, what do you got?
I'm actually very similar to you for tomorrow night. I got one for tomorrow and one for Friday. For tomorrow night, I got Pacers plus 7.5, and Nuggets plus 2.5. And I just parlay those together at plus 269. So like you said, I'm taking the points in a lot of these early season games while we still figure out who's actually legit and who's not.
Yeah.
So for that reason, Friday night, I'm taking Pistons plus 6.5 against the Rockets. And then I'm taking Hawks plus 4.5 against the Magic. And those 2 games parlay at plus 264.
Nice. Jake, what do you got?
I just have a 2-game parlay for the games tomorrow. I'm going to Thunder minus 7.5 over the Pacers. I don't know how the Pacers are going to look without Halliburton. I know they got a lot of really good secondary players, but not sure how they're going to look without him. And the Thunder just looked really good to open the season. It was a pretty good game last night. 7.5 is kind of a lot, but I just have faith in the Thunder. And then I have the Warriors minus 2.5 against Denver. They also looked good last night. Beat the Lakers on the road. And 2.5 points isn't that much. So I know Denver's a good team. It can be a close game, and they can still cover. So, but yeah, I just have those 2.
Yeah,
all right, I see how it is, Jake.
Well, I'm kind of
the opposite of my parlay.
I'm heading that way too with you, Jake. I'm not gonna lie. So I did do before the show started. I did bet on 2 of the games tonight as well as the 2 games tomorrow. Put them on a parlay. So I had for the 2 games tonight. I had Minnesota minus 4 at the Trailblazers and Phoenix Suns minus 4 against the Kings. Your Kings, Jake, if you want to call them that. So far, it's actually not looking so great. I think the Kings are up by 6, which of course they would be, and the Trailblazers are up by 5.
The Kings are going to lose this game.
Yeah, we'll see how those games play out. But so far, maybe not so much. But with those two, I also have the 2 games tomorrow. So I'm with the Thunder -7.5 is what I have them at. I just simply think the Pacers just don't have a lot going for them, and the Thunder already have gotten a game under their belt. I think that does kind of help them a little bit, that they got a little bit of juices flowing. And then the Warriors money line is what I have it at +104. I think they're just going to beat them at home. Like, I just think the Nuggets aren't going to beat the Warriors on the road to start the season. The Warriors again also got a little bit of mojo going after beating the Lakers. Granted, it's the LeBron-less Lakers, but Luka's still there, so score 43 points wasn't enough. I think that they can take care of business at home. And that altogether is at +1320.
Dalton, it looks like it's me and you against the world, buddy.
Yeah. Speaking of NBA, my Sixers started off 1-0, beating
there
the
you go.
Yeah.
They did.
My future's looking like trash.
In a game in which
Tyrese
Joel
Maxey
Embiid had 4 points.
Yeah, I know.
And they won. They won a game. It is a new era, and I am all for it. If he can just be a pure, true center that sometimes pops out and shoots threes, if they have enough around him to be able to do that, that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Edgecombe. Big.
Edgecombe and Maxey are the stars of this team now.
Hey, we'll see.
I'm going to have to cash out my future of the Celtics winning the East now already after one game.
Yeah, I don't know if that team's good, Casey. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. But, all right, enough of the basketball. Let's switch over to the pigskin while everyone's here. I'm sorry, my dog is freaking out for some pets right now.
Of course.
What do you want?
It's like attention, of course.
I know. But, all right, college football, like I said, Week 9, we're getting there towards the end. We're starting to – I can't even say we're starting to see what the playoffs are going to look like because I still don't know what 12 team – I have a hard time even saying Ohio State's going to be in because, we've seen it time and time again where these teams that look unbeatable just start to fall apart a little bit towards the end of the season or they lose a couple. So it's what the hell's going to happen?
I mean, Ohio State will be in the playoff.
They can lose 2 games and make it. So they'll be all right.
And
yeah,
they're going to lose 2 games.
Probably not.
But yeah, I don't know.
Who's beating them? Penn State.
That would be fucking hilarious if this was the year. That would
Grunkemeyer.
That would be hilarious. Honestly, I wouldn't even be upset if that happened. That would just be the funniest thing.
Would.
I wouldn't. Because that would be the funniest thing in college football to happen.
If that happens, I am gonna make a graphic and it's just Ethan Grunkenmeyer's face and you just call it grunked. That's gonna happen probably.
Or just says finally won the big one with his face on it.
Yep.
All right, but let's go ahead and get into our favorites for this weekend. My favorite bet is Tennessee -8.5 against Kentucky. It's at Kentucky.
Man.
I know Kentucky. I don't know if Chris is in here watching right now or not. But
look away, Chris, if you.
I know. I know Kentucky just took Texas into overtime, but I don't respect Texas right now enough. No offense, Texas fans.
I am saying offense, Texas.
Yeah,
actually.
But I just think Tennessee's going to take care of business. I think they'll win by 2 touchdowns in this game. I think Kentucky used all their magic in that Texas game, and it fell short for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels likely.
Yeah. All right. My favorite play this week, LSU at home against Texas A&M. I'm taking LSU money line at +120. I just refuse to believe that Texas A&M is a good team.
Okay.
Or is legit. And also, I'm just going to keep betting on SEC chaos because it worked all year.
That's true.
These teams are just going to beat the shit out of each other all year.
Yeah. LSU is just, I don't know, man. They upset me kind of, but but
this is a game they definitely win, and this is also a game that that Texas A&M for sure loses.
Yeah, I can't really argue with you, so I'm not going to. But it is funny that, I don't know. Number 5 ranked Texas A&M, is that right?
That's what
I think it's aren't they 3? Yeah, they're 3.
3.
That's what $500 million.
Yeah, they're gonna have to lose at some point for sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're going to lose. It's just a matter of when
and who.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Jake, what do you got?
My favorite bet is. Oops, I don't have the line in front of me. It's UCLA, but I don't have the UCLA plus 25.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought it was like
number
24,
2 ranked
26.
Indiana.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep riding the UCLA train. They beat Penn State. They beat Michigan State easily. Just beat Maryland at home. So that's a 3-game winning streak for a team that I believe was 0-4 to start the year, and they were 0-4 and very uncompetitive.
Yeah.
Playing much better. I don't think they have any chance of beating Indiana on a 9 a.m. West Coast game time kickoff on the road against number 2 team in the country. But I do think they care enough and are playing with enough fire that it should be less than a 25-point game, I think, because they have some talent on that team, not a ton, but there is some. And it's been playing much better since the coaching staff was kind of overhauled. So now that it's been 3 games, I'm starting to think it's a little more real than just that one-off Penn State win. So this is just a large spread for a team that's playing well. I know it's the number 2 team in the country, so maybe this won't age well, but I'm willing to take it at 25.5.
I'm sorry, Shane, before you get into your pick, did you say this is a 9 a.m. local kickoff?
No, it's in Indiana, but the kickoff time in California is 9 a.m.
I thought the game was at UCLA for a second when you said that, and I was like, hold on, they're gonna do a 9 a.m. at UCLA.
There'd be about 40 fans there.
Okay. All right. I was like, no way they're about to do that. Shane, all right, sorry about that.
No, you're good. So my favorite bet, BYU money line at Iowa State. I understand Iowa State's really good at home.
Yeah.
But I just think BYU is a better football team than Iowa State. Iowa State's dealing with some injuries still. I just think that they can take care of business, because they're, I think, the 11th ranked team in the country currently. I might have that wrong. I have to double check. But they, I think, can keep that train rolling for a little longer. I think eventually they lose a game or two and then maybe fall out of the playoff picture. But for now, I think that they can take care of business at Iowa State. So plus 120 feels pretty good for that type of game. So I'll take that.
Yeah, I like that, especially how they kind of took over at the end of that Utah game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so all right.
Matt Campbell might have one foot out the door at Iowa State.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get into our locks of the week and go into the SEC. Actually, all my picks are in the SEC. Just spoiler alert this week.
SEC bias on the pod.
I didn't realize that. But like Dalton said, they're just beating the shit out of each other. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to like not bet in the SEC right now. So I'm taking Mississippi State plus 7 at home against Texas. This is like when you get a steak and it's got like a big old piece of fat on it. Like the piece of fat, like some people think it's good and it's there. Like you have these two teams and it's going to look like a good game, but it's just shitty teams playing each other. But it's the SEC at this point. It's a new look of the SEC. So Mississippi State plus 7 against Texas. I don't think that made sense what I just said, but it.
I get it. I think.
No, I see. I see where you're.
I like it. Texas probably coming up on a letdown game after a big double overtime win over Kentucky.
Yeah.
Road win, a big road win.
A big road win against.
That vaunted Kentucky home field advantage. Terrifying. Yeah. The SEC is hilarious this year because it's predictably chaotic, which is kind of nice. I am going over to the Big 12, though, for my lock this week. I'm taking Cincinnati minus 4.5 at home against Baylor. This just feels like a very manageable amount of points to lay because Baylor's an average Big 12 team at best. I mean, they're just going to be middle of the pack all year. Mm-hmm. And Cincinnati, I think, at this point, they're a real threat to at least make the Big 12 title game. So I think Cincinnati's going to keep rolling. They're looking really good. So I'll take Cincinnati minus 4.5 at minus 110.
Yes. I am rolling with Georgia Tech minus 17.5 over Syracuse for my lock.
Wow. Predicting a beat down.
Syracuse is not a good team, guys.
Haven't been for a minute.
Yeah, since their win against Clemson, they have a 38-3 loss to Duke, 31-18 loss to SMU, and a 30-13 loss to Pittsburgh at home.
Yeah, Pittsburgh one really hurts.
That last one specifically is a rough loss.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech keeps riding off wins. It's a little bit of a high spread, but this team, Georgia Tech, can score. They've got 35 points 2 weeks ago. They had 45 before that, and they scored 59 earlier this season. So they are capable of scoring a lot of points, and I think they're going to against Syracuse. It's not a good football team. They're getting them at home. I don't see how this doesn't end up being more than a 17.5-point win just on the different paths these teams are going right now. I mean, they could not be in more opposite worlds at the moment. But yeah, hopefully a 18-point win or more for Georgia Tech.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
My lock, staying in the SEC after I said SEC bias a minute ago, so kind of funny. Alabama minus 12.5 at South Carolina. This South Carolina team is ass right now. Yeah. Mega ass, folks. It's not good. 17 points in the past 2 games combined. Not working. Nothing really works for this team right now offensively. Defense is sort of hung around and tried to give them a chance, but like when you're scoring 17 points in 2 weeks, like I don't think it's gonna work against Alabama, who's rolling right now for the most part. Like they're really playing good football. Ty Simpson's Heisman candidate for sure. Like this is just feels like a really bad matchup on paper for where South Carolina currently is. So I'll take Alabama minus 12.5 to minus 110.
I like it. All right, let's go ahead and get into our underdogs for this week. My underdog isn't too juicy, but I am sticking in the SEC, and I just can't quit this guy, even though he did lose. I'm taking Ole Miss plus 180 money line against Oklahoma. Lane Kiffin, do me right this time, finally win one. I tried to believe in you last week, and you let me down, but this week I'm going to believe in you again. You are flirting with Colorado territory. I will say that right now, Lane Kiffin, if you lose this game. So just be aware of that.
I like that. I have the points in that in my parlay this week. So I don't see Ole Miss losing 2 weeks in a row. But I mean, I think it'll be. I think it's weird that Oklahoma's favored in that game. So I like that.
Oklahoma looks a little sus right now. So.
Yeah, I'm afraid they're seeing something I don't, but I'm just gonna trust it.
Yeah. So my underdog this week, I've been getting burned on these underdogs. Been close, but haven't been able to hit them. And I've been using a lot of logic and reasoning in my picks lately. So I decided to go a different route this week. And I picked this one because it would just be funny.
I love that. Sometimes that's what you got to do.
Yeah. Give me Michigan State money line at plus 455 at home against Michigan.
Dude,
I don't hate that, honestly.
I need the legacy game from my boy over Michigan State. You guys know what I'm talking about.
I want it to happen so bad. It would just be really, really funny. And I don't think Michigan is above losing this game.
No, I don't think they're above it. I do think it'd be pretty funny for them to lose it, though. So I think you're right. So
they literally have all the tools to be a dominant team this year. These coaches are holding them back.
Yeah, it's rough.
What do you got, Jake?
But Aiden Child's breakout game incoming. Yeah,
would love to see it. Although I do think at this point it probably would be best for him to transfer and play another year and then go to the league. Yeah. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Penn State's probably gonna need a quarterback next year.
Oh God!
Oh boy!
Jesus Christ!
They need a lot, Dalton.
Bring Nick Marsh with you. Maybe I'll listen to that. Not good, Jake.
All right, my underdog. It's a bet that I wish the odds were a little better on, but I'm going LSU money line against Texas A&M at plus 114.
Yep.
Kind of wish the value was a little higher, but I do think LSU can win this game. their last 6 games against the Aggies at home, they're 6-0 against the spread. This spread's only 2.5. It's gonna be a close game, I think. They can usually get this team at home. They're throwing the ball well. I don't think Texas A&M pass defense is that great. I don't know. I just think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be a loud crowd there in Baton Rouge. I don't know. It's kind of a vibes pick for me, but something is telling me. I think LSU can pull this one out at home. They usually do beat this team at home. I think they can do it this time.
All right, you and Dalton on the same page there. So you mentioned this game earlier, Casey. So this is also a pick that I have on here. Mississippi State money line at home against Texas. Listen, Mississippi State's 3-1 at home. They played Tennessee tough. They did barely lose to Florida as well in the SEC so far. Not a great team by any means, but I simply don't trust Texas with anything. Not a single thing. And going on the road against a team that is at least like passable as an SEC team guarantees them nothing. I just simply don't think that they should be able to be as big favorites as they are going to someone else's place in the SEC. So maybe this would be the week that they turn it on and all of a sudden look good, but I'm not projecting that. I think that Mississippi State can not only keep it close but also win this thing. So take them at plus 225.
I like that. Yeah, I was. It was a toss up for me, but I just took the points on it. But I
get it, but
yeah. Mississippi State is SEC good now, and I think that means something different than what it did 10 years ago. SEC good is winning 8 games in the conference, which Mississippi State can definitely do this year. So we'll see, but we'll get into our parlays for college football. Sorry about that. It took away my parlay, but I just took my 3 picks. I have Mississippi State +7, Ole Miss money line, and then I took I forget what my last pick was. 1 second here. Sorry about that.
Tennessee, Kentucky, right?
Yeah, Tennessee. Tennessee -8.5.
Yeah.
So all 3 of those together puts it at plus 920.
I like it. All right. For my parlay this week, I just took 3 safe against the spread bets. I've got Illinois plus 4.5 at Washington. Really surprised that Illinois is not favored in this game. I mean, they're still, I think, a pretty solid team. And I don't know if Washington's really all the way back yet. And then I got Oregon Oregon minus 33.5 at home against Wisconsin because, of course, I mean, Wisconsin needs to actually score points.
Yeah.
In order for me to did they score last week against Ohio State?
Nope.
No.
Not a one.
Yeah, they need to actually score points before I'm gonna not bet against them.
Yeah.
And then I'm taking Ole Miss plus 4.5 against Oklahoma. So those 3 parlay together at plus 605.
Nice.
All right.
I like that.
Nice.
Jake, do you have a parlay for this weekend in college football?
Yeah, so I have my 3 Georgia Tech, UCLA, and LSU, and then I also bet. I did take Oklahoma minus 5.5 against Ole Miss. I went with Texas -7 against Mississippi State and BYU money line against Iowa State. So for those 6 picks, it comes out to plus 6,269. I'd never ever hit these parlays ever, but if I did, $5 would pay out to 318. Nice. So it's quite a healthy one.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. For mine, I have my 3 picks that I talked about earlier. So Mississippi State money line, BYU money line, and Alabama minus 12.5. And then I also have Vanderbilt minus 2.5. I just want to see them stay in the playoff race for as long as possible. I don't know if they'll make it there ultimately. I want to see them keep it going. And Missouri is a good team, but I think that they're at home. They can take care of business there. And I also, Dalton, Oregon minus 33.5. All they got to do is score 34. I think they can do it.
Yeah.
And listen, until Wisconsin scores points, like you said, I'm not picking them to cover the spread. I'll tell you that much. Usually I got to score some points to cover the spread. So we'll see. But certainly not picking them to do anything but get absolutely annihilated. So there you go. All those together, those plus 4,882.
Yeah. There would be nothing better than seeing a Vanderbilt logo in the college football graphic.
Yeah.
And then there's other like more respected SEC football programs that still have yet to see their graphic up there.
Yep.
And it would be hilarious.
I saw the AP, like they did a thing like based on AP rankings, what the playoff would look like today. And it was really funny to see Georgia Tech, Indiana, and South Florida all in the college football playoff.
Excellent, though.
Yeah. And Texas Tech. Which is, that's
like a blast of the past. Like, that's crazy.
Back to the Crabtree days.
Yeah. But, all right, let's go ahead and get into the NFL. We're like third of the way through the season now, I would say.
Disgusting.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and get into our favorite bets. My favorite bet is the Giants and Eagles over 43.5 rematch from just a couple weeks ago where the Giants they caught the Eagles red-handed and just beat their ass basically. So I think the Eagles are going to want to try to do something and get back on this one. But without Saquon, I don't know, is he out for? Did they say if Saquon's out or not? I know he got hurt at the end of last week.
He might as well be.
Yeah,
but destroying my fantasy team.
But they finally found out how to pass the ball. It seemed, which is good. Yeah. So I think 43.5 should hit in this one, and that's at minus 118.
Nice. My favorite play this week is Patriots -7 at home against the Browns at minus 108. To get almost even, like a little below minus 110 is kind of nice. And also, I mean, the Patriots are rolling right now, and they're playing the Cleveland Browns. I don't care if the Browns won. That win over the Cleveland Browns more about Miami than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Browns, they're the Browns, man. And the Dolphins are the Dolphins. And I think that's all I need to say about last week.
Yeah, that was...
It was one of the games of all time.
Yeah, that was that's all that needed to be said about that one.
Yeah.
But I like the Patriots. I think that they don't got to score a lot to cover that because I don't think that I'm assuming Drake May's not going to hand them 20 free points or whatever it was.
No.
So
this will be a 24-3 game.
Seems like it.
Yeah, I like that. My favorite bet of the week is the Carolina Panthers +7 against Buffalo.
I love that.
They're not going to win this game. I think the Bills do end up winning this, but we did just see the Bills underperform against the mid NFC South team on the road. They dropped 2 straight. I think, that was a weird one. This Panthers team is playing well, though. If I remember correctly, I think they've won 4 of their last 5. They're 4-3. They're only 1 game behind Tampa Bay now.
Which hilarious.
Which is kind of crazy to think about. But Bryce Young playing well.
Now we'll say Andy Dalton's in for him. So.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, you're right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I saw Andy Dalton coach my team last year.
I like Bryce, but I also don't think that it's the biggest downgrade in the world. I think that Dalton.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
He's fine. I think he'll be fine.
Especially in this year.
Football last year.
True.
Especially in this weird time machine year where all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco are thriving, and so are Matt Stafford. And
hey, let's get Ben back. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do it. Stay in the basement.
He would if they called him, he would pick up that phone so fast.
He would.
Yeah.
He would.
Here's the thing: is Ben at this point
just to flame over Mason Rudolph again?
Is he still under 300 pounds?
No way.
I think he looks like he probably isn't that much bigger than he was.
No way.
I think he's doing okay in that regard.
Interesting.
I have
to be honest.
I have to watch his podcast every week, and every single episode they eat like a full course meal.
They do,
and probably drink about 2 or 3 beers every single Tuesday.
Let's be honest, he was probably
and then he just talks about the Steelers with food in his mouth. It is
like
the
best. And it's unwatchable. I hate to say, it's unwatchable.
And he just shits on the team, right? He like does not want the team to succeed.
For the most part, he says some nice things, but
he
for the
will.
Most
But
part, like when Broderick Jones was playing bad, he just tore into Broderick
dude.
Jones
He was like Broderick Jones.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, I do think even with Andy Dalton at QB, if he does start, I do think Carolina can keep this within 7. They're playing pretty well recently, and the Bills are just in a funk. I think they'll win this game, but I could see it being by 7 points or less. And it's plus 100 odds, which is pretty decent spread. So
the fighting Rico Dowdles,
yeah.
I mean, Dowdle might go for 200 again against that Bills defense. That team is not good defensively, bro. They're simply not.
Yeah.
I think it might be an issue for them this year, but I'm sure we'll talk more about that. My favorite, I hate to do this and Dalton knows I hate to do what I'm about to do because him and I both are very high on this team coming in the year, and of course the thing that always happens to them happened. But Minnesota Vikings plus 3.5 on the road against the Chargers. This current version of the Chargers should not be favored in, I think, almost any game. Like
Correct.
They were a really stupid, bad play by Jalen Phillips in the Dolphins game from not beating the Dolphins. I know the Vikings with Wentz is an experience to say the least, but I don't know, man. I don't know if the Chargers are going to beat anybody by any amount of points, really. And if they do win, it's probably going to be by about a field goal. So that would cover for me. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings win this game outright, but I definitely think they're going to probably keep it close. So I'll take that at minus 120.
Love it.
All right, let's go ahead and get into our locks. Jake, I am going against you, and I'm going Buffalo Bills minus 7. I think they're tired of being ass the past few weeks, and I think they're going to. Yeah, I think they're. I think they're going to try to impose their will against the Panthers and show that they're still a team to beat in the in the AFC, but. I don't know. I think this is going to be a blowout this week for the Bills. minus 7.
Interesting.
I could totally see them.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bills should cover the spread.
I
think the Panthers will play up, but the Bills should. I think that's a good bet.
I mean, Josh Allen might just decide to say "fuck you" and just run the ball 15 times to make sure they win. It might be that it might be time for that to happen, honestly. So there's that chance, but I still like the idea though, Jake.
All right, for my lock this week, I don't care how many wide receivers on this team get hurt. I am still taking Tampa Bay minus 4.5 on the road against the Saints because the Saints are terrible, and there's no way that Todd Bowles is not going to light Spencer Rattler up all game. It's going to be really bad. He's going to really struggle in this game, and I don't care who's playing wide receiver because Baker finds a way. Baker just doesn't matter because Baker's got the biggest balls in the world right now.
True. He tried his best. It didn't work out against the Lions, but that's a good football team, even with all the injuries. That secondary, by the way, I watched that game, and people are going to be like, oh, man, the Tampa Bay couldn't score points against the Lions with no corners. Those dudes were balling out. I'm sorry. I don't care.
That was unexpected.
Yeah, Baker missed a lot of throws high and stuff like that, but it was because he was afraid they were going to get picked off, I think, if he threw it on a line because they were constantly in dude's face. So, but yeah, I like that. Though.
Yeah, that Amik Robertson guy, he turns out he's pretty good. I wonder how he ended up in free agency.
What team would possibly just give him away? I
don't know.
I couldn't imagine what team might choose
to
do that,
guys.
I can follow my context clues.
Casey's like, I think I know what team did that. I have a hunch.
My lock of the week is the Bengals over the Jets at -6.5.
Ooh, all right.
Bengals are kind of revived. I don't know if they're going to be able to really make a real playoff run with how bad their defense is, but they have a QB now who could just get the ball to Chase and Higgins, which until Joe Burrow is back will probably be all they need offensively. They ran the ball well for the first time this year, which I don't know how the Steelers let that happen, but I mean they ran the ball really well.
Yeah.
Chase Brown ran for 9.8 yards per carry.
Yeah.
On 11 runs. That's ridiculously good for a team that was literally one of the worst ever running the ball through the first like 6 games, I think. But they've got the offense humming. They're playing against a Jets team that is going to bench Justin Fields, and the backup for Justin Fields is now, I think, day-to-day. So not sure what the Jets are doing at quarterback. I think whether it's Taylor or Fields, the Bengals probably cover here. They get him at home. And there's a team that now has some kind of feels like they have a reason to play, I guess. So I think they'll come out motivated because, I mean, if they win this week and the Steelers lose, they're going to be tied in the win column in the division. So like they realistically like actually have something to play for now, and they're playing a pretty ass Jets team at home. So I think they should win by a touchdown.
Yeah. I think you made a good point about the quarterback thing. Like, I don't think it really matters who's playing quarterback. I think it's just different kinds of ass between Tyrod Taylor and Justin Fields.
And it hurts to say because I really do like Justin Fields. Like I've wanted him to be good so bad, but he's just not good right now. And there's no more defending I can do. I just have to admit that he's not good right now. I can't.
Yeah, whoever plays just determines what flavor of cheeks.
Man, that's certainly something I would say to clip, but
What flavor cheeks do you want?
Yeah, what flavor cheeks do you prefer? That's fine.
That's fine,
man. No, so for mine, I feel really. I don't feel good about what I'm about to say, which I know is not good when it's my lock. But I feel like I have to do it because of just past history with this team when they do the shit they always do. And Jake's going to know what I'm talking about. Pittsburgh Steelers +3 at home against the Packers. Steelers, when they lose on Thursday Night Football road games, which is most of the time when that happens, they almost always do. They're telling us 2-9 in Thursday night road games. They almost always win the following week whenever they have the 10 days rest. So I think that being at home, it's a Packers team that I think is ultimately a good team, but also one that can't decide when it wants to be good or not. And very much got pushed to the brink against the Cardinals, and Micah Parsons had to basically save them, which, again, good thing they traded for him because that helps. But I do think the Steelers can at least keep this a field goal game, if not outright win the game at home after the disappointment last week. So -104 on that too. Feels pretty good. Again, am I guaranteeing it, even though it's lock? Maybe not, but I think that they should be able to at least do that.
Yeah, I like that. I took that as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get into our underdogs. Dalton just shit on my underdog with his, but I'm taking the Saints money line against the Buccaneers at home.
No. My glorious King Spencer.
I hate that it's only a +185, but I just had to take it because Tampa Bay is pretty banged up right now. I mean, as fast as they had Mike Evans, they lost him again, unfortunately. Not saying that to be a dick, and just kind of that's what happened. And the Saints, they're just a different flavor of cheeks, but somehow they score points. And the Buccaneers love to play this game where they play a really close game until there's 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And then all of a sudden Baker's like, oh, God, I'm Patrick Mahomes on steroids. So I'm just hoping the Saints can just find a way to win this one. And the NFL has been crazy this year with just underdogs. So +185, New Orleans Saints money line.
Nice.
So for mine, I'm kind of going against some of the picks we've heard tonight. I'm taking for my underdog. I'm taking Panthers money line at plus 295.
I love it.
Yeah.
The Panthers have won 3 in a row. The Bills have lost 2 in a row, and like Shane said, the Bills cannot stop the run to save their lives. And the Panthers have really good. They have a deep stable of running backs right now, between Chuba and Dowdle, plus you got Trevor Etienne to add into the mix too. Andy Dalton does not have to do much in this game. Also, I like Shane said, I don't think Andy Dalton's that big of a downgrade over Bryce Young. I mean, I really don't. Especially the way quarterbacks seem to be aging this year, and it doesn't matter how old you are, and you're fine. So, I mean, to me, the value was just way too high. I don't think the Bills are playing. Honestly, my best argument for taking this is kind of what Shane said about Texas. It's the exact same argument. This team is just not good enough to be favored this much against anybody. And so I'll take the Panthers money line because they're a real football team. And I don't think the Bills can be trusted to beat any real NFL team on any given week right now, the way they're playing so up and down. So plus 295, I love the value on it.
I like that, especially after how they looked last week.
It's just, again, like J.C. Horn is going to take away whoever they try to get the football to the most in this game, which at this point, who is that person? Couldn't tell you. Keon Coleman continues to be mostly irrelevant most of the time. Josh Palmer's out, I think. Khalil Shakir has been a little bit disappointing. Dalton Kincaid's probably the best playmaker on this team when he's healthy outside of James Cook. And, I don't know, man. I'm not sure if I love that.
Yeah.
Their whole thing with their wide receivers was predicated on the ideas that everyone was supposed to be at least pretty good, and they could just keep playing matchups and just go into a different hot hand each week. The problem is everyone's just mid, and they just have nobody.
It really feels that way, and Josh Allen's just out there trying his best, and then whenever they don't score a touchdown, the defense goes out there and gives up 50 rushing yards in a drive, and you're like, all right, that's fine. I know it was
having a running game would help, and they just don't really let James Cook cook.
Ironically, they don't, not as much as they should. They did early in the season. I don't know. I mean, they've been down a little bit, so then they just go pass happy, and it's just the whole thing. So.
All right, Jake, what do you got?
Mine is going to be the Cowboys money line at plus 150.
Love it.
I was going to go Steelers, but Shane kind of already talked about that one. I don't understand why this is such a drastic. I know the Broncos won last week, but for 3 quarters it was very, very unimpressive. And I know they're first place, but they've had a couple moments and stretches in these games where I just really don't understand what's going on offense. There was that time in the Chargers game earlier in the year where they kind of fell apart. Really, I mean, they should not have won that game last week. They played badly to a Giants team that is still figuring their own stuff out at home. And now they're playing a Cowboys team, which is throwing the ball all over the field. They might have the best receiving duo in the league. Pickens has been terrific over there. Williams has been terrific running the ball.
CeeDee Lamb's back.
Yeah. I mean, this team, I just don't understand why. At 150, I'm going to take the Cowboys here, just with how well they're playing offensively. The Broncos defense has had some struggles, and the offense for quarters at a time will just not work, which I just don't get it. So I'm going to roll with the team that's playing hot, and that's the Cowboys. Just come off a pretty big win, and I know the Commanders didn't have their top 2 receivers, but it was still a pretty dominant win at home over a pretty decent divisional rival. At 150, I think that's pretty good odds for them to go into Denver and get a win.
Yeah, Denver, I talked about this on the NFL show the other night. Bo Nix, to me, is kind of the Gen Z Tim Tebow. Like, he can't really play football that good for like 3 quarters for some reason. And then all of a sudden, the fourth quarter, it's like they look up and they're like, oh shit, we're losing. Bo, it's time to be good. And he's like, all right. And then he's good. And it's like, why can't you do that like at all before?
Yeah.
Like, can you?
The offense will just shut off sometimes.
It's weird because like he will make all these nice throws in the fourth quarter, and then you go look at the film for the first 3 quarters, and he's overthrowing every receiver that's open down the field. And you're like, come on, man. Like, hit one of these, man. Like, one of them, please. And he just doesn't do it. It's like, all right, fuck. Of course you're not scoring points. You can't complete any chunk passes. So, like, I don't know. They're weird, but I think the Cowboys are just going to really ramp up the scoring, even against that Broncos defense that, again, they've had their moments this year, but I think they're still good. But I don't know if they're good enough to deal with all the stuff the Cowboys are doing well. So I like that.
Yeah.
Mine, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I did it because also the same reason that Dalton did one of his picks in the underdogs for college football. I think it'd be obscenely funny if this happened. Jets money line against the Bengals. They got to win a game at some point, you think, right? Like, they're not going 0-17. The Bengals are not good. The Joe Flacco did a really good job with the Steelers, but literally he always is going to, because the Steelers don't know how to play quarterbacks that have more than 3 years of experience under their belt. So, like, of course he was going to do well against the Steelers. To me, like, I just think even if Fields has to play because Taylor's banged up, which he is, he does have a knee thing. Or if they go to him, or frankly, I don't care who it is.
Who's the third quarterback there?
That's a good question. I actually don't know if I know that. I'd have to look it up. Now I got to, because I'm curious, because he might have to play at this point. Jets depth chart. I got it now.
It is. They might not have.
We must have someone on the practice squad, right?
That's what I'm looking
Brady
for.
Cook of Missouri fame would be the third.
That man's in the league.
Yes, he's their practice squad quarterback. So
Brady ever played?
No, he'd be a rookie this year, right? So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Pretty sure. Yeah. So he.
Oh, that yeah.
I don't know about that. Also, Garrett Wilson, I don't think is going to play, as far as I know. Which is why, again, I think it's funny.
Yeah, it's in the air.
Basically, the Jets, I think, are going to just come out there and just swing as hard as they can because they're 0-7. And I think the Bengals are bad enough that they could let them do it. And if they do, there you go. Plus 260 in the NFL, hard to come by for most of the time. But again, like, wouldn't this be hilarious?
Yeah.
Like
it makes sense.
You beat the Steelers,
it doesn't, but it does,
and then you lose to the Jets. Like that's the funniest thing the Bengals could possibly do.
Yeah, so. I can already see like my friends in the group chat just like wanting to end the season.
Yeah, distraught.
Yeah,
absolutely distraught.
They're so happy right now because they think that everything's going to turn around. And this is definitely a Bengals loss that happens.
Joe Flacco is your quarterback, and your team is still ass. Like, to be clear, the defense is – I'm sorry, Bengals fans, but the defense is still terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Your quarterback is a 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
If
I get to play the Steelers every week.
I can't say this because I genuinely do think the Bengals could win the AFC North. Like, genuinely. I just think that division is so winnable. Like I don't think the Steelers are running away with it.
I don't. Unfortunately,
I mean the Bengals win that division.
Again, if they do that, good for them.
Good. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's so winnable that the Ravens are 1-5, and I legitimately think they have a chance. Like to win. Not a big one. They kind of have to go. I mean, they have to go
9. They have to go 9-2 at least, if not 10-1.
Yeah,
if they just bust off a 3-game win streak, and then the other teams just go 1-2 or struggle, like they're right back
doable.
in it.
It's not impossible.
You got the Ravens play the Steelers twice, so if they win those, that's only one other game they have to make up, and then the Bengals are one win back of the Steelers, and they play the Steelers again. So like. They're pretty much even if they win that game. So I just think the Bengals the AFC is so bad this year that like it's possible.
Yeah,
it's just so wide open.
Yeah,
don't disrespect the Colts, man.
Yeah.
Not in Dalton's presence.
The
Right?
best team in the AFC, the Indianapolis Colts.
Dalton's Colts take his aging beautifully right now.
Yeah.
Just absolutely beautifully.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead. We have some parlays for the NFL this weekend. I just took my 3 picks. Bills -7, over 43.5, and Eagles Giants, and the Saints money line against the Buccaneers. All 3 of those together is at +865.
I like it. So I did something a little bit different this week for my parlay because I'm kind of up a little bit in units. Had a good weekend, so I have some money to burn, and so I took a big swing. I have a very gross 3-leg parlay. But you guys have actually been talking it up this whole show.
I like it.
So I'm feeling even better about it, and I think you guys are going to end up trailing it. I'm taking Vikings money line against the Chargers because the Chargers are so banged up they can't beat any real football team, and now they have to play on a short week. I mean, I legitimately don't know who's going to come out there for them tomorrow.
Right.
And then I'm taking the Cowboys money line against the Broncos because after last week, I just want the Cowboys look legit, and the Broncos just don't inspire any confidence right now with how they've played the last 2 weeks. And then I'm also taking the Steelers money line because, as we've talked about before, this is just one of those games the Steelers probably win for no reason, but it's just a game they win. Those 3 money lines parlay together at +1431. So $5 bet pays out at 76.56.
Nice.
Nice.
That's lunch for a couple of days, you know?
Yeah.
If that hits, I'm pretty much I'm almost guaranteed to be on the positive for the NFL and on the regular season this year.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Yeah. It's even juicy if you take the points on it too. So I mean, if you take just the points on those, not even the money on, it's pretty good. So I'm trailing it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to trail now. Who you got, Jake?
I've got 6 picks. I have my Panthers bet, Cowboys, and Bengals bets. I also took the Bears +6.5 against the Ravens. I don't think they win this game, but I just don't think the Ravens are in a good place right now. And even getting Lamar back, they've got some locker room stuff going on. And
no more games, folks.
No more ping pong or cornhole.
No more ping pong. No more big games.
Yeah, which was not a punishment.
No, they're not 14 years old. I don't know what.
But yeah, I think the Bears are playing well. I think they can lose by less than 6 in Baltimore. I took the Steelers money line at +142, and then my 6th bet was I did take Tampa Bay -4.5 against New Orleans. I know they've got some injuries, but I do think this could be a get right game. But I don't know. I kind of like what I've seen from New Orleans at points this year, so I might sweat that a little bit, but I feel pretty confident in Tampa Bay there. That comes out to +8,217. For some reason, it's not letting me put a number total in there to see how much it is, but I'm sure that $5 would pay out a lot at those odds.
It's going to be a hefty one, for sure.
Yeah.
I think all of those could definitely hit, so I think you're in pretty good shape there. I got my 3 bets that I already talked about, so Vikings +3.5, and then I have Jets money line and Steelers +3, and then I have the Patriots -7, like you do, Dalton. I think that's a game that could definitely get out of hand kind of quickly, honestly, and then it's just all downhill from there for the Browns. And then decided to throw an over in here, over 50.5 in the Cowboys-Broncos game, because I think the Cowboys will score plenty of points, and then when the Broncos are inevitably down by 20 points in the fourth quarter, they'll score enough to make it close. So, that should probably take care of business right there. But I'm looking for a 30-28 type of game, that type of deal. So, at least for your sake, for them to win the game outright. So, over 50.5 feels pretty doable. I know the Broncos defense is supposed to be good, but again, Cowboys are rolling right now. So,
All right.
Oh, odds on matter plus 4,703.
Nice.
All
right. And lastly, the touchdown parlay, we do have to address it. We had a 3-legger. Who did we have for the Steelers? I already forgot.
Washington.
Yeah. We had Washington, Debo, and Kelsey. Obviously, Debo was a game time scratch, or it wasn't game time, but I think it was like that morning. Found out he wasn't.
They voided that, right?
Yeah, they ended up voiding him because he didn't play, didn't suit up. So we were just waiting on Kelsey, and there were so many points scored in that. I think they scored like 31 points.
They scored 31, but then the problem is the Raiders couldn't even just make it competitive enough for the Chiefs to keep their starters in for more than almost 3 quarters.
Yeah. So we're gonna try again this week, guys. That one did hurt. I'm not gonna lie, in the group chat, I was about ready to say we hit it even before the game started, but damn, that one hurt.
And Kelsey did have a pretty good
game.
I
know he did.
Only got Mount Washington on the board, unfortunately.
If the Raiders could have scored like just 14 points in that game, I think he plays enough to probably get a touchdown.
Yeah.
Because they were
if they get more than 3 first downs.
Yeah,
dude, Jake, we talked about it on the NFL show last night. I threw some stats out there that seemed impossible. That's all I'm going to say. It seemed impossible for an actual NFL team to have done.
Here's the thing, Shane. You mentioned that the Chiefs had 30 first downs to the Raiders. The Raiders 10 times as many.
Yeah.
21 of the Chiefs' first downs came in the first half.
Yeah, it's not good. Can't say that that's very good.
That genuinely was the worst football game that I've ever watched, and I don't even say that from the perspective of like being a Raiders fan. I think if any football fan watched that game, they would just be like, "What the fuck am I watching right now?"
Hey, you've got the classic Kenny Pickett fumble.
That was the funniest part.
Dude,
he comes in and immediately just.
He's good for a low light every time he steps on the field. It's pretty awesome.
That was worse than the Kareem Hunt 5 touchdown game.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Boys, all right. I'm sorry I have to break in right now because the odds are moving at this moment.
Okay.
Put some scratch on Victor Wembanyama. I can't even say his last name, Wembanyama, to win fucking MVP of the NBA.
I already did that, bro. Don't worry.
I know, but if you haven't, do it right now because he is like I'm watching him live and it is ridiculous.
Hey, Cooper Flag finally got on the board, 2 points so far.
Yeah, it's looking bad, but
he was great in the summer ball.
He'll be fine, but playing Wembanyama kind of is. It's like, all right, man. Like,
it was. Plus
Wemby is what Flag hopes to be in like 3 years.
Yeah, just like 7 inches shorter. So
Yeah,
it was plus 550, and then right as I was cutting in to say that, it dropped down to plus 500.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Also, Clippers getting absolutely shut on by the Jazz is hilarious. I'm just seeing that right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
They need to get some more shell companies.
Turns out Bradley Beal and James Harden don't work in 2025.
Yeah, who would have guessed? Also,
they're not getting paid enough to be incentivized.
Beating the shit out of the Suns right now, Jake. So, God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going. I mean, the Suns.
Levine 22 points at half.
I know it's the first game of the season, but it has to be depressing to get blown out by this Kings team that doesn't have Sabonis or Keegan Murray.
Yeah, it's not awesome.
Nick Clifford is the starting small forward on this team.
Couldn't tell you who that is.
Yeah.
So
that's all we need to know. All right, let's go and wrap this up.
This Suns team might be really bad. Like this,
fair.
Could be really, really bad.
But hey, Booker has some cool cars.
Suns in 4.
And a full camera.
Suns in 4.
Suns in 4. What a time.
Yeah. What a time that was.
Chris Paul hits a 3 to cut the lead to 36.
The odds Victor's odds just dropped down to plus 400 MVP odds.
Again,
oh my God.
Had to get on it early.
Shane, what did you get it at?
Let me double check. I think I can find it for you. I think I got it.
I found it at plus 650 on another book.
I got it at plus 1,200.
Dang, dude. Nice.
So,
Nice.
I got it at
Oh, you had it
I
too?
got it plus 1,500.
well, Phelps the lead man on that one.
Congrats, boys. Nice. Good pickup on that.
Yeah, it feels pretty good right now. We'll see.
I mean,
one game in, half a game in.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look fair. It just
Knock on wood that his legs don't break.
Literally.
Yeah, that's my only.
Because when your legs are 4 feet long, a lot can go wrong.
This is true.
And they're as thick as toothpicks.
Feels like he's just so smooth though. Like he never really puts a ton of pressure on his legs. It feels like it's kind of glides
looks like
around.
He's like made out of rubber, like the way
Gumby.
he's just like it's crazy. All right, let's go ahead and end the show, or we're just going to keep rambling. We do appreciate you guys watching tonight. Good luck on anything. If you do follow us, we do appreciate it. We'll have the touchdown parlay out to you. Like I said, that was just a bad beat. This one, tough. That was tough.
If we would have all just picked different Steelers tight ends, we would have had a good shot because all three of them scored. We just needed Connor Hayward. That's the only one we would have needed.
So it was crazy, but look out for that. We'll definitely have that posted here in the next couple of days. Not going to guarantee tomorrow, but maybe in the next couple of days. I do forget to make the graphics, so
sometimes I just forget to do it at all. By the way, so that's not what happens.
But we do appreciate you guys watching. Tune in for the touchdown parlay, and we'll see you guys next week, 10 Eastern again on Wednesday.